Hey everybody, today we're going to take a look at naming angles and the three main types of angles we hit in 4th grade. So let's start off at the beginning here and let's just look at what an angle actually is. An angle can be two rays, line segments, or lines that intersect to form that angle. Okay? Now I know a lot of us are used to seeing arrows on the end. I tell kids also remember that angles are part of shapes. So if I have a square and I have an angle where those two lines hit, those don't have arrows on the end. That's still an angle there. Okay? So we'll start off here looking at this first angle. Very important part of the angle is this little point right here. I blew it up really big because it's important. That is called the vertex. And that is where two of those rays or line segments or lines come together to form that angle. Okay? And I also talk to kids about the length of the line does not define the size of the angle. And the way that we proved it in class was we looked at something like this, and I created an angle like that, and I created another angle like that, and then I asked people which one is bigger, angle A or angle B. And some people said B. A lot of people, nobody said A, but some people say B. And some people said they're both the same. And I said, they are both the same. Because we don't care about how long the lines are. And if I put this shape together and I pull it over here, we look and see, we care about how far apart they are. How wide this jump is. And that is the same size angle. So we don't care about how long the line segments or rays are. We care about the width of this gap. Okay, so let's go back to our board here. So to prove that to the kids and to make sure that we know what we're talking about, we always draw this in here to say, we don't care about these lines, that's why I made them different length on purpose. We care about this part right inside here. So the first one we're going to look at is an angle that measures less than 90 degrees. And I tell the kids, remember, it's little, it's like a baby. We put our arms out, we do like this, little baby, it's a little cute angle. It's an acute angle, a little baby cute angle. So we write our name here. This is an acute angle. That's the type of angle it is. But we also want to talk about naming this angle. Now, when we did a point, you needed one letter. When you did lines, line segments, rays, you needed 2 letters. To do an angle, you need 3 letters. So we're going to put our vertex here, because he's our most important guy. I'm going to put an end point here and an end point here. And I'm going to name this A, B, C. So when we name this, there's one important rule we have to remember about this. We're going to put a little angle, a little acute angle symbol here, and we need to name it, but we need to make sure that B is always in the middle, because B is the vertex. It's in the middle of our angle. So when we did this, we did A, B, C. We're going to underline the B just to prove that we know that one has to be in the middle. Because now I can reverse track, and I can go C, B, A. So just like a line segment or a line, an angle can have 2 names. So that's our acute angle. An acute angle is any angle that measures less than 90 degrees. So I could have an angle that's like this. I could have an angle that's like this. I could have one like this. Those are all acute angles. Anything less than 90, 89 degrees and below, you're an acute angle. This next angle has to measure exactly 90 degrees. There's only one way to do this one. It's 90 degrees. Not 89, not 91, exactly 90 degrees. And we say that angle has to be just right. Just perfect, just right. So we call this one a right angle. And when we do our right angle, we're going to put our points on there again. Remember, our vertex is our most important guy. Now why don't we just do D, E, F? And when we name this, I know a lot of kids get confused. They want to draw a right angle when they're doing the name. Every time we do a name like this, we just keep doing an acute angle. So we're going to put an acute angle here, D, E, F. Doesn't matter what we're naming, as long as it's an angle symbol. Now I can reverse track, F, E, D. And I'm going to underline those because I got to make sure that E is in the middle. Okay? Now our last one is any angle that's bigger than 90 degrees. Bigger than 90, and I talk about how it sounds like a video game character. His name is Obtuse. He's bigger than 90. He's the big bad villain. So we're going to put our points on here for obtuse. This is our large angle. And why don't we call him X, Y, Z. And when we name him again, just like we did with the other angles, we're still going to use an acute angle as our symbol. So we're going to draw that, X, Y, Z, because Y is in the middle. And I can reverse course and go backwards on this angle, Z, Y, X. The last thing I like to do with all my angles is make sure that we keep doing this and putting those lines in there to prove that we're talking about those. And we can see how wide they're getting. And when you have a 90-degree angle, you have a special symbol. We put a little square to show that that's a perfect square corner there. That is types of angles. And we will use that with all the different shapes we're going to be talking about.